Good evening and welcome to the Sandbelt Triples Final, Women's Triples Final for the 25-26 calendar year. We are watching and the concluding stages have begun against we've got the Caulfield Park team represented by Shelley Beeder, Karen Rubenstein and Rosemary Todes, playing against Kamari, who's representing Middle Park, Martine Kohler from St Kilda Bowling Club, and Nicole O'Connor representing Clayton Bowling Club. My name's Courtney Gabb and I will be hosting you this evening alongside my co-host and expert advisor, Kelly McKirahan. Welcome in, Kelly.
Thanks, Courtney. Glad to be here tonight.
What a lovely night for lawn bowls. A great night to be under the dome.
It is. It's the weather outside. Seems like it's a trend here. The last time I was on commentary, the weather didn't cooperate either. So great to be under the dome. A great rain or shine option, and it should be a great final.
Absolutely. So the girls have, it's been a hard fought battle to get here. This is game 5. So certainly no sense of ease to get this far. So all the best for both teams out there playing. A lot of talent out on the green. So Rosemary Todes, who's skipping on behalf of Caulfield Park, has been in many a Sandbelt final over her time and won several pairs titles with Di Grossberg back in the day. Very, very dynamic duo, the two ladies. And the Caulfield Park girls have had a very, very big season. Shelley making her way into the indoors last year in her first 5 years of bowls, Karen representing the region, getting to the over 60s finals. So they're definitely a hard feat. But the other side, absolutely a huge caliber of bowler there as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, the Caulfield side obviously playing on their home deck, plenty of experience with the girls too. And look, they seem to always be playing in everything. So look, at hopefully a great game, lots of bowls in good areas, and hopefully it goes down to the wire. But I'd imagine that another experienced side with Nicole O'Connor, Martine Kohler, and Kamari Mangos. Look, they have heaps of experience as well with that side. So hopefully it'll be a great tussle.
Well, Kamari alone's represented Sri Lanka in international stage now. Martine's won a couple of Sandbelt titles and represented the region on probably half a dozen occasions. And then Nicole, whether it be representing Yarra, representing now as a Sandbelter, we've claimed her, and won a couple of Yarra titles over a time. So yeah, I'm really excited to see the display that we get to watch tonight.
Yeah, it should be great. The first couple ends, the girls will kind of get settled in, shake off some of those nerves, and I expect to see some really good bowls, good head building over the course of the game. But yeah, often it does take a couple of ends to kind of get settled and really dialed in.
Absolutely. Just a bit through the head there, Nix, appearing to be 2 down at the current state.
Two bowl triples. It's an interesting one. In terms, there's less bowls in the head. What we sometimes see is there's often numbers dropped and picked up. I think the name of this game. I think the team that will drop the least amount of big ends will probably win the game.
Absolutely.
Just racked on that front one there. And 2 for the Caulfield outfit. So great start for the Caulfield ladies. But it's a long game. 18 ends, 2 bowl triples.
Early doors. 3 to Team Caulfield. We missed.
Oh, sorry.
We missed one. No. That's where we get the updates with the live scoreboard. So the scoreboard you're seeing on the screen is actually a replica of the scoreboard the girls are using. So the score is always very punctual in getting changed throughout our stream here. For those of you who are joining us, we are hosting the Women's Triples Final this evening live from Caulfield Park. If you're asking why we have a team representing Caulfield Park playing at their home turf, we schedule this well in advance. So it is the luck of the draw, literally. Anyone could have won this far. And, you know, yes, it is lucky to them, but that's the name of the game, and it can happen whether it's at this level, State Champions Week, you might have someone representing their own club. So
yeah, and it might happen, you know, first round, earlier rounds as well. You know, we have so many entries and so many clubs in this region that it's impossible to have a neutral venue. So yeah, bit of a luck of the draw, but look, it is what it is. It's a great surface. You know, it's all about good weight, good line, and although, you know, the Caulfield girls, yes, it's their home ground, I'd imagine that the other side will find it, groove themselves in, and yeah, groove in that weight and line, and it should be a really good tussle.
yeah, absolutely. So for those of you joining tonight, let us know where you are watching. We love hosting the midweek finals. It enables everyone to be able to watch. It doesn't interfere with your region scheduling. You might be, let us know what region you're from, how your games are panning out, what event you're up to, how the season's looking. I know a lot of regions have kicked off finals already.
Yeah, it's, you know, the pointy end of the season, so a lot of finals, you know, either just about to be played or being played as we speak. And yeah, it's a lot to play for this time of year.
Absolutely. 2 good lead bowls there from Shelley, both sent with a bit of confidence and purpose. We've seen a lot of that last week when we watched your final, Cal, a lot of jack movement, and often the jack movement resulted in who won the end.
Yeah, look, it's a really, really nice surface. If you can find your line, pick your weight. Look, it's all about good speed on this. You know, if you have good weight, the lines are quite kind. So, you know, expect the jack to move lots just because that's what the surface offers.
Yeah, absolutely. Great line there from Kamari. Still that little bit through, but nothing wrong with that. As we were just touching on, generally a lot of jack movement, so you're never going to be disappointed if your lead's behind.
Yeah, and I think it's important, you know, with jack movement that you're still missing in good areas, that we're not, you know, playing big weight to slice the jack or move the jack, that it's, you know, that kind of 2 feet, 3 feet past. If, you know, if you happen to run into the jack, it's great. But yeah, building the head, especially in two ball triples, yeah, building the head so important. It'll be really interesting to see how this game goes. You know, with a faster surface.
Yeah.
Compared to, you know, potentially what we've had coming into this game. It is, we played on grass leading into the 4 previous rounds leading into this. So it'll be definitely interesting to see who adapts the fastest, and who can settle those nerves and really lock in.
Really good second bowl shot there from Karen in regards to playing that second position, played confident through the head, got rid of Kamari's closest bowl, sort of really ensuring that they're holding a couple. Still obviously a lot of space to draw in.
There's still plenty of room. I'd be surprised if the shot's been drawn yet.
There you go, you're calling it early.
Is that a commentator's curse?
Yeah.
Martine's just looking to make this correction on her first. She was just a fraction short. She's looking to correct.
Could be.
Quite sure by the body language there, but
I think it's still in that reign of, yeah, it could be shot for now, but still a lot of room. 4 bowls to go.
Yep. Yeah, it'll be interesting. Look, I've had the great opportunity to play on this TV rink last week. It'd be interesting to see, you know, if the composite team of Martine and Kamari and Nicole maybe follow the hand that the Caulfield girls are trying to play. You know, home field advantage is
It's a huge
something,
thing, isn't it?
and you'd like to think that, you know, they have a pretty good idea of how this rink runs. So it'll be interesting to see whether or not they decide to follow suit, or whether or not they just go with what they're feeling in the moment. Oh, bit of good result there. Sliding off that front one.
For Rosemary to sit shot on behalf of the Corfield team. Could be 2 down now. apologies, team. We're working in the background. We believe there could have been some music played, so apologies in advance. We're working to navigate our way through that. Playing that positive weight through, yet again, you're probably just still learning the green. Second real end of the game. 2 ends in a row, she's sort of been down as a skipper, so naturally you don't want to be shy to the head.
Yeah, it's definitely the case that you want to give your bull a chance there. She didn't want to be short at that, obviously. It's also a really good opportunity to, groove in and hone in on that draw weight too. She was a bit over there. Just looking for jack connection. She's probably just looking on the next one to drop a little bit of speed. Rosemary coming along quite nicely there.
Yeah, very good correction just in regards to knowing the weight. There was no luck involved in that, just a beautiful draw.
Yeah, that's a really good shot. Looks like there's still room for Nicole. Looking probably just to back off on that speed just a fraction. That's a really good shot.
Yeah, very, very good shot. Cut it right back, 1 down as opposed to 3. So great skipper shot there.
Yep, absolutely. Should take a lot of confidence out of making that shot as well, I think. So. I think the Caulfield girls will take a lot of confidence out of, a couple of pretty handy ends in a row and putting the pressure on their opposition as well.
Absolutely.
Before nothing after 2 ends.
And for those of you who are joining, we are hosting the triples final, aren't we, Cal?
Sure are.
And representing the hybrid team is Nicole O'Connor. Skipping on behalf of Clayton, we have Martine Kohler, who's playing middle on behalf of St Kilda Bowling Club, and we have Kamari Mangos, who is representing Middle Park Bowling Club. So great little hybrid team. The girls have all played together in region sides, region events. So it's great to see the team that they've put together. On behalf of Corfield, we've got Rosemary Todes. We have Karen Rubenstein, who have recently seen represent the Sandbelt region up in Ballarat about a month or so ago. And we also have Shelley Beater. So Shelley's done really well in the indoors in the last 12 months as well. So newer bowler, still in her first 5 years, but she has really, really come out of the gates firing and really has that natural competitive edge. Chatting to Rosemary pre-game, Cal, it was great to see. We were talking about what draws us to the game. And I know I asked you guys that question. And she said her now draw, she goes, she's been playing for 21 and her draw now is to motivate the new bowlers.
That's fantastic, in terms of mentoring and working with the newer ones coming up through the system. And what's so great to see from so many of the new players nowadays is how keen everybody is.
Yes.
And they just love the game, putting heaps of time into honing into their craft and getting better. And it's so great to see that, some of the more experienced ones are kind of taking some of the new ones under their wings. And it's great to see them, every event they go to, they seem to be getting better and better. So, it's fantastic.
2 beautiful shots there from Shelley. Had that line perfected and just made that perfect correction in regards to the weight with the second.
Yeah, I always find when I'm playing personally that if I can find my line and you can really build that trust in the line, that it's easier for to correct my weight. So if I can find my line, I know my weight will get there eventually because weights feel, line is technique. So, so not a bad reply there by Kamari, just a fraction over. But yeah, finding line is so important. So it's good to see the girls starting to do that.
The great Jim Yates, father of Darren and Judy, grandfather of Jordan Yates, always said, if you find your line and you roll up, your weight will come. Relax about the rest.
There you go. I'm not the only one then.
No, no.
I just think that with, you can find your line, it's actually one less thing that you have to worry about or stress over during the game, that you have that confidence. It's one less thing you have to think about. Just a bit over there by Karen, but still potentially in a useful spot. Martine's, just trying to get a really good second here, fatten up that target. Bulls in the head, more bulls in the head, the easier it is to play at it later in the end. So it's really about what you're leaving. If you happen to not execute perfectly, what are you leaving for your next one?
Or for your skipper, if you're not to get it with your second bowl as well.
Or whoever's coming after you.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
For those of you who haven't watched a stream here from the Parkdale Dome or had the honour of coming to play, for the speed of the green, it is a little bit narrower to what you would anticipate, but it rolls absolutely beautiful, consistently running at least 15 seconds.
Yeah, I think the speed of the green is dependent on how hot or cold it is outside. I know that when we played here last week, it was running quite quickly. I would have said it was probably 17, 18 seconds. But yeah, the line isn't quite as wide as what you'd imagine it to be when the green's running that speed. So it's just about believing, trusting what you're seeing and feeling, and really honing in on it.
So third end in a row. Nix is sort of crossing with her teammates, still having a good laugh and been very jovial, which is a great outlook to have as a skipper. Sort of 3 ends in a row that she's going down to the mat, down in the head. But, hopefully this can be her end, get the groove, get the mat back and start to see a little bit more even across the two teams.
The good thing about this end is there's nothing short. So she'll have a clear path to execute a conversion or draw or get close and build the head.
Yeah, good skipper's bowl there from Rosemary. Right in. Did create a little bit larger of a target.
Yeah, it's kind of a good bad one, isn't it?
It is, absolutely. It's behind, but it still created that.
Yeah, look, when, if I'm out on the green and my opposition does the hit, my eyes kind of light up. So yes, it's good because it's close to the jack, but it has actually increased the target and possibly made this conversion shot a little bit easier for Nicole.
And Nixie's very good at those nice little runners. She can play she's an all-weight player, obviously, but loves to see that, get the twinkle in her eye, and she gets one, and you generally won't see her sort of missing from there.
Just missed on that wide side here. That was the side that when we played it a week ago, if you missed a fraction on the wide side, it just did not come back for you, even if you had good weight. So it'll be interesting to see whether or not the girls pick up on that and the nuances of the green and what it's giving you.
Another good shot there. It really, it's going to make Nicole determined. Does she still keep that confident weight, use it as a guide, or is she just going to get a really good second and keep them in their game? You drop a 3 here, the 7 zip on the card, you can start to lose the visual confidence.
I think whatever she plays, she just has to back herself. I would probably be playing quite aggressive at this, but if she backs herself on the draw and wants to get a bit of rhythm and cut back, it's it's an option.
Very good shot there. Good. Confident third shot.
Yep, 2 down.
Which puts the Corfield Park team being skipped by Rosemary Todes in a 6-zip lead after 3 ends. Let us know where you're watching from, and a huge shout out to the Caulfield Park Bowling Club for putting it tonight on. They've put a beautiful barbecue on. There's cold drinks available inside. So for those of you who don't want to watch it from the comfort of your own lounge or bowling club, come down and join us. It's a great atmosphere, as you can see in the back shot there. There's plenty of people here present as well as watching online, which is great.
Yeah, fantastic hospitality here at the club. and great atmosphere. So yeah, if you're not up to anything and looking for something to do on this relatively dreary Wednesday evening, come on down to the club and watch this great game live.
Absolutely. And for those of you who haven't, you may be already, whether it's following the Caulfield Park page, the Sandbelt page, both following one on YouTube, make sure you do subscribe. Caulfield Park have got some really great initiatives coming up over the coming months between club championships and other Sandbelt events. So if you haven't already, please subscribe to all of the three so you don't miss any of the action.
Yeah, we're so lucky with there's so much great content out there with so many live stream games, and in terms of learning and getting better at the game, strategy, seeing how others play the game, watching and learning is an amazing thing. We have so much content out there to improve our craft. And that's a great start by Kamari.
Honed in, got her weight now, that confident weight sort of, and that's what we're sort of used to seeing her play. We've seen her go really good at region sides. She played fantastically last Sunday. So that was the expectations and it was always going to arrive. It was just a matter of when.
Yeah, that'll give her a lot of confidence. It's still very, very much early doors, 18 game. So, the team of O'Connor, they're not going to worry and get into too much stress street at the minute.
No, not at all.
Just one end at a time, one ball at a time. Really groove in. And it's amazing how first ball effectiveness and first ball pressure, how that can affect your opposition. So we just saw there, Kamari's put a really good one in, and Shelley has just kind of gone a little bit wayward on this end. Whether that's caused by that first ball pressure or perceived pressure. But yeah, it's a much better start from Kamari. So we'll see how the rest of this end develops. But yeah, balls in the head, really, really important. 2-ball triples.
And we have to commend Karen's style. She's gone from bowling naturally to bowling with an arm, and has she picked it up? 2022, she made the change. And we've seen her get to finals of region events, be picked again in the region side. So kudos to her for sticking with it, going full guns blazing and really, really getting to know her arm and the rhythm of it all.
Yeah, no, she's going really, really well with the arm. Puts a lot of time into it. It did take a little while to really build that confidence in terms of that rhythm and that timing and whatnot. But she can be a bit robotic with that arm, and that's a very, very good reply. I saw a lot of that. We had our Sandbelt women's trial here, and I was witness to a lot of what she just did.
Yes.
In this end here, just very robotic and a lot of confidence. And it's all about good weight on this surface. So Martine's not far away.
The visual of Martine's bowl appears to be a lot larger, but it is just a size 3. They're a very narrow bowl, though, in compared to a lot of the other XGs and Taylors that you see with that natural curve. A couple of the girls are using arrows. Kamari's got her XGs out there. Shelley's with XGs as well.
I think it's also how the girls put them down as well. Everybody can play with the same equipment, but the balls react a little bit differently.
Oh, absolutely.
So.
You and I could play the same set and have a foot different in grass.
Not far away again. They're choosing to play kind of that really tough weight.
Yeah. And it'll be interesting to see if they do change the rhythm. I found with watching your game last week, watching several other games, having played Pennant, after about half a dozen ends, you sometimes see, and as we always say, we can offer our opinion. We're far from right because everyone reads the head completely differently, but you often see people start to committing to really firm weight in a draw.
Yeah, I think you kind of take some of the guesswork out of it when you play a little bit firmer in terms of, how much line are you going to have to take, how much is it going to bend. When you go a little bit quicker, you take that guesswork out of it. Now, granted, they only have the one ball in the head, so they're probably forced to play that kind of weight or just draw weight so that they can have another ball in the head. But yeah, that meter on, 2 meters on shot, it's a really hard shot, you know, on almost all surfaces.
And especially when you're still navigating and finding that draw weight as it is.
Yeah, if you're battling away trying to find good rhythm and whatnot, when you're constantly swapping and changing in terms of weight execution, it becomes really hard to get into a rhythm. And not to say this is the wrong shot by any stretch of the imagination. It's just not an easy one. Just drop back this weight a fraction. And that might give her 2 seconds. Which will allow Nicole to play basically whatever shot, whatever weight she wants to without having to worry about dropping a number if the one ball goes out of the head. Rosemary's just looking to get another good one in there. Her line's really good. Dropping a little bit short there. So decision time for Nicole in terms of what weight she wants to play at this. I reckon she probably has 2 seconds, so correct on her last, which it looks like she's doing. So see what weight she has and whether or not it turns back for her. Looking at it.
Good areas.
And if it falls in, thumbs up.
Thumbs up. Martine's giving the each way maybe.
Mari's giving the big thumbs
yeah.
up, so she'll take a lot of confidence out of that, you know, regardless if she got the shot or not. It was a really well executed shot with really good weight, and she corrected really nicely on her last, basically picking the same line as she had on her first and just correcting that speed a little bit. And they're on the board. Great shot by Nicole O'Connor.
Team Todes plays at 6, playing O'Connor 1 after 5 ends here at the Caulfield Park Dome. We are hosting the ladies triples final on behalf of Sandbelt for the 25-26 season. If you are just tuning in, let us know where you're watching from. Let us know which region you play for. We want to hear from you.
Playing the 5th end here. Be interesting to see whether or not they change the length up, or maybe just, you know, change the position of the mat and jack them, maybe play the same length just to get a different kind of perspective.
So ironically, as we're here talking about Kamari on screen, that's what drew her into the game. She used to watch it on television.
Okay.
And then she didn't realise how available it was. You could just walk in and join. So she's seen it as an opportunity, went and joined up, and here she is now representing her country, representing her region, and playing off for a region title. So and has met her now husband through the bowls. I'm sure you're second to playing for a country, Sam, if you've tuned in. She did say it might be too late for the kids, so hello to Sam and the kids at home.
Yeah, it's such a great game that, you know, it's easily accessible for anybody, any age. And it's a great, you know, I've met some of the best people playing this game. And, you know, been fortunate enough to have been able to travel all over the world. So it's created so many opportunities for me and so many avenues in life. But yeah, so many great people playing this game, and there's always something to learn. No single game is the same.
No,
which is always a challenge.
2 very good lead bowls there from both the girls.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a very good start. Balls in the head.
Thank you for those commenting in, and we will get down to your comments shortly. For those of you mentioning players been in the way, we are absolutely working with our players, but please be a little bit lenient. It's the first half a dozen ends. They're playing a region final. It is their game as much as it's ours to televise, but we want to ensure we've had a quiet chat with them, and we will try and do our best to keep them off the line. But remember, we've all been there. We've all been in a final where the most important thing is, in our eyes at that time, is us playing our game. So let's be a little bit mindful of that.
Yeah, not every game is live streamed either. So, you know, this, you know, being on live stream might be a relatively new thing for some of these players as well. So, you know, get into a force of habit in terms of where you stand from game to game, and all of a sudden now you have
Absolutely.
cameras. So it's just one more thing that they're made aware of, but force of habit. So. And sometimes you just get into that zone and you actually forget about all the cameras. So
100% you do, which is exactly how it should be. Fair lawn bowl coming down here from Martine.
yeah, really, really good
Really
shot.
good shot. Confident draw, got the jack and made one of it.
But again, it's about good weight there. Good draw weight, gave her bowl a chance, and really good zones. Be really good here for Nicole O'Connor's team to be able to string a couple of ends together, build that momentum, one at a time, get themselves back into the match. Like I said, 18 end, 2 bowl triples. It's a pretty long game, so patience is really important. That's a great shot by Karen. Trailing that jack away and putting the pressure back onto Martine. Looks like she's sticking to that same hand, which is, I think, the straighter of the two hands. It does have a little bit of a...
Well, she's got options too, movement of her own, or just,
Yeah.
jag the jack again like she just has. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
not enough of it, but changes the angles yet again.
Probably not for the good, unfortunately.
No,
just tucking
not.
that. Well, it depends on what team you're.
Yeah,
you're
Team
talking
Caulfield's
about.
loving that shot
Yeah,
right
absolutely,
now.
'cause
Jack out of the eye.
Absolutely, it's just tuck that jack under and away so you can't see it. So it definitely makes the shot harder for Nicole. There are quite a few spectators here in behind the rink, and any kind of little movement, because they are going into that direction, can be a little bit off-putting for the person on the mat. I don't think it's done intentionally or on purpose, but it's really important that when you do get distracted, that you're able to kind of reset, step off the mat, restart your pre-shot routine. Never be rushed to play a bad ball. So if something does distract you, whether it's movement behind the head or a noise or something that's off-putting and you're not quite ready to play it, reset and go again with your routine.
Rosemary's given the big thumbs up there, so she's obviously called a protection bowl out of Karen. So, obviously watching how Nick's been playing to the head, they're lying a couple as it stands, but perhaps she's expecting Nick to trail that jack. Look, whether she's right or wrong, it's showing respect to her opponent, which I like to see in a game as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Nicole's just looking to get a close one, get a good second. You draw shots a bonus. There is still quite a bit of room, and I quite liked this side of the rink when I played it last week. A little bit more bend to it, a little bit kinder turn, regardless of what weight you play. A really good shot here, and she's drawn it.
Very, very good draw lawn bowl there from Nicole O'Connor. And you can see her do that. As I said before, she has a large variety of shots. And when she gets her draw on, she is very hard to stop. So let's hope for an even game's sake that's the start of what tonight brings.
Yeah, nothing's better than a good game where it's shot for shot. Every shot, it's changing up by good balls and executing good shots. So the confidence, like I said, that she'll take from a couple of good ones, last end into this end, she'll settle in okay. And yeah, she's a really good rhythm bowler. So when she finds it and can find that rhythm, yeah, she's almost unstoppable. So she'll take a lot of confidence out of that.
Great bowl there from Rosemary as well. Like, we're just seeing a lot of great shots happening. ahead. So for everyone chiming in, we are absolutely loving it. Tommy, why aren't you down here? Come on, you're the president of St Kilda. No excuse from you. And if you do have one, let us know, because we're enjoying your commentary that you're bringing through on the feed. So, Mr. Hunter Fisher, I'd expect to see your face live and in flesh this evening. Thank you for joining in, Nan. Nan is from up in Finley, Victoria, and is one of the best live stream watchers out there. So hello to you, Nan, and thanks for chiming in. Dave, Aunch, John Bowles, all feedback is good feedback. We love it, and no one is perfect. So we pride ourselves on improving stream after stream, whether it's on behalf of Sandbelt, on behalf of Caulfield. So all comments are great comments, so keep them coming.
It's a bit of a free hit. These are the ones that you want to, take advantage of when you have a little bit of room. You have the opportunity to add to the count.
Bit of a confident bowl, and might be a little bit of a grab a one and run.
Yeah, you want to give your bowl a chance. But yeah, I think she might be a little bit disappointed with that. But one end ticked over. And into end 6.
So we're seeing Caulfield Park team, led by Rosemary Todes, have taken a real lead. 7 plays 1 after 5 ends against Team O'Connor, who is a hybrid team. My co-host Cal is going to step out for about 5-10 minutes, and I'm going to welcome in Phil. So we're just going to take a 30-second break. We'll still be on air, so don't go anywhere. But host-wise, we'll be back shortly. So I'm now joined by Phil Spitelnik. Apologies, Phil, in advance if I have butchered your surname, and what a wonderful surname that is.
Thank you.
Phil is the general manager here at Caulfield Park, and he's here to tell us a little bit about this amazing facility as we go over the next few ends of the ladies' triples. As you can see, the Caulfield Park girls have really punched out an early lead, 7-1 in favour of Rosemary Todes' team against Nicole O'Connor in a hybrid. Look, it's a great final to start. I don't think the score's quite justifying the game, but I don't think we've seen the best of the bowls just yet.
No, thanks, Courtney, and welcome to the Park Dome, and you and Kelly doing an amazing job on commentary. It's great facilities and great bowls. What more can you say here at Caulfield Park Sports Club? The actual Park Dome itself is in its infancy. It's less than a year old, and we're very lucky and honoured to be hosting these sort of finals here at the club. And to not only we have the triples tonight, we had the mixed pairs last week, and we're looking forward to a great array of unbelievable tournaments and events here at Caulfield Park Sports Club. And as you said, Courtney, if you haven't been down here, you've got to get yourself down here to have a look at least the facilities. We'll let you on the green if you pay us $400. No, only kidding. We'll get you on the green. You should experience it firsthand playing on the blue. And that's something we're all used to green, so that's something that you should come down and have a roll up here during the week. We're open 7 days a week from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m.
Fantastic. So full availability. Before we go any further into what is available outside of bowls amongst the facilities, we're just going to comment on a couple of great opening bowls there. So Shelley put 2 down with great confidence, missing in great areas right in the game. Kamari's corrected perfectly with her second bowl, so hopefully for the Corfield team, Karen can adjust the head accordingly. We were just commenting before, Karen's only been using the arm since 2022, and what a wonderful job she's done. She's really honed in on it. We've seen those expertise come to fruition at the region side. We've seen her play in the over 60s ladies final and literally held game into the last bowl, so went down to the absolute wire. So kudos to her. For picking that up as quickly as she has.
Yeah.
And the blue surface, if you haven't been on, I think is a real benefit. I think especially for this twilight period of the day,
Yep.
it adds an absolute brightness to the game. You can see the jack a lot clearer. You can see the bowls a lot clearer. I think, and not only does it team with the theme of the Caulfield Park shirt and bannering, I think it's a great get. So I think for those who are looking to invest in a dome and for an indoor surface, definitely come down and have a chat to Phil and the crew in regards to colour options rather than just going for what's out, what we know.
Yeah, absolutely, Courtney. It's surreal when you first play on it. When after playing on green for most of a lovely bowl here.
Great shot there from Karen
What a
Rubenstein,
beauty,
making
yeah.
it one for Team Corfield, stealing it away from Kamari's lead bowl.
Correct. And when you play on the blue for the first time, it feels so surreal. You actually question yourself: are we actually playing bowls, lawn bowls as we know it, or are we playing another sort of level of game that feels surreal? So until you experience it and appreciate it, it's really something to behold. And look, just a quick word about some of our major sponsors. while we're waiting for the next bowl.
we're not here without sponsorship, are we?
No,
We don't
no.
literally have a roof over our head.
No,
So
and I'll
best
be
we
out of a
mention
job
them.
if I don't mention it. So look, of course, one of our major sponsors, and of course the people that built the dome, of course, is Greenline.
Yes, yep.
For those who don't know who Greenline is, but most of the bowls community do, and they've done a lot of great work around the traps with other bowls, domes, and so on. They design, engineer, and build commercial grade shade structures. That's their real premise. And of course, the wonderful Park Dome was built only, can you believe, Gabby, within 8 months.
Yeah, that's incredible. And I think we do need to consider that, like, for the clubs, whether they're getting grants, whether they're a club that might be financial through other extracurricular activities, whether it be pokies, and not that I'm trying to promote any form of gambling,
No, that's not here.
but
yes.
for the clubs that do have them, everyone's got different financial setups. It just shows you can make a decision now and potentially have it before the start of next season. It's incredible.
Well, that's it. I mean, I remember we turned over the first bit of turf in December of 24.
Yes, yep.
And we were done by about August, just in time for the winter pennant, and it's been just booming ever since. A lot of people, even the clubs that play here, love playing here, whether they win or lose. They turn
It
around.
always creates a very fair game, and you're spoiled in regards to. We've seen a lot of rain happen around
Yes.
Melbourne this afternoon.
Yes.
We've seen peak 30s. High ends of the 30s earlier in the day, where we're dropped down to low 20s, but everyone's still warm, comfortable, enjoying whether it's a cold beverage, the barbecue that you guys have put on.
Yep.
Inside and outside, I think the facilities that Greenline have provided you is second to none. And with this live stream that you guys have set up and invested in, it's truly a world-class facility.
Well, we're happy to showcase it. We want to showcase it. We're glad everybody's tuning in today and putting forward their comments about how good the telecast is. And, of course, the level of bowls dictates that too. So you're seeing that. It's pretty hard to bowl a bad bowl, but everybody can and will.
Absolutely.
But the beauty of this is if you are a competent bowler, you'll get the line and length very quickly.
Nicole having a little bit of a, sorry to interrupt you there.
Yeah, no, she's had
So
yeah.
Nicole's had a bit of a go here.
Oh, she's done well to make it.
She's done very well. She had the back bowls. So unfortunately for Nicole, that was the 5th end in a row where she's switching with her front end to be down. She's getting that weight. She's played a bomb the last end. Rosemary obviously converted. But I mentioned earlier, when you get her on those little up shots, she's very hard. She like all of us, we're confident bowlers. She threw in a beautiful shot last end. She's played that positive up shot there. I think, you've got to play triples with, as much as you don't want to play where you're dropping 5s and 4s, but you have to play with, yes, you got 18 ends, but with 6 bowls, you can't afford to be dropping numbers when you're 7-1 down.
No, you got to back yourself in. You got to back. You've bowled the bowl before somewhere at some time. It's only a matter of just going in and saying, look, I've got to just try and make the shot or decrease the load against us to keep us in the game.
Real opportunity for the O'Connor team to get a number here. Easy draws, sometimes easier said than done. Often the easiest draws are the hardest in a game like this when you have been under pressure.
True. It's got a good line.
Hard to cut back when you've played that, up shot to be perfect weight on this.
Yes.
So 1 in the way of Team O'Connor. After that was the 6th end, which means Todes 7 plays O'Connor 2. yet again, for those of you just jumping on, we are hosting the 25-26 Ladies Triples Final on behalf of Sandbelt, and a huge shout out to Caulfield Park for hosting us. I've got my sidekick. We've got 2 sidekicks, so how lucky are we? We've got everyone. We've got Jack Attack, literally a new name for Jack Attack. We've got Jack on the tools, who's been doing a fantastic job with the direction of the sport. For those of you, if you've seen a basic live stream, this is not that setup here. He has a full joystick which you can zoom in and out, and it's incredible. So second to none in the setups of live stream. But Phil, tell us a bit more about how we got here. We've touched on Green Line and their fantastic facilities they've pushed out in 6 to 8 months.
Yeah.
How else are we here?
Well, look, we've got to thank one of our long-term and valued sponsor in Stonebridge Property Group.
Yep.
Stonebridge has been with us maybe 8 to 10 years now.
Fantastic, yep.
Saw us through times where a sponsor was hard to come by, and through COVID stuck with us, and has certainly now increased their level of sponsorship and value to the club, and we certainly wear their name on the back of our shirt as the largest name sponsor with pride. And you'll see them in the back there also with the canvassing of the
and the bannering.
Bannering. Major sponsor. They're a property group that a lot of people won't know them, but they mainly deal in commercial real estate and consultancy. But we thank them. We're indebted to them, in fact, for that. Looks like we've got a longer end going here. Oh, no, they've put the mat up.
Shorter. So, yeah, speaking of property, they changed their real esite to a little bit less on the green tonight.
That's right. They've cut it back down. I didn't actually look at the mat.
They've gone for a shorter sail.
I saw it closer to the tee. Oh, this is a great start.
Yeah, very, very good start here.
Other major sponsors I'd like to mention is Direct Chemist Outlet, Community Pharmacies. They've got three branches very close to our club, in fact. They've got them in Corfield Village, Elstonwick and Ripponlea.
I tell you what, now we do have a diverse age group with lawn bowls, but I'm sure we offer a very good customer base for the Direct Chemist Outlet as well. So if you are in the area and if you whether it's day-to-day medications or perhaps sunscreen for your weekend pennant, head on down there.
Oh, lovely start by Shelley. Very consistent bowler for our club.
Yeah, and
Shelley.
So new into the game. I'm excited to see where her career takes her. You know, already representing the state at the Australian Indoors last year.
Yes.
She's absolutely hungry for the sport. She's got that competitive edge, and to be bowling at that standard already, I'm excited to see what the next 5 to 10 years will bring for her.
And she hasn't got there by chance. I mean, I'm here every day, and I see her practicing every day. So there's got to be something in that. Emmeline Medical Centre, we talked a bit about the chemist, and of course we've got a diverse age group here at the club. Well, unfortunately, some of our bodies need a little bit of help at times, or we get a bit sick. We'd like you to go to Malvern there to see our friends at the Emmeline Medical Centre. Even if you've got a GP, we're happy to go there for a second opinion and mention you're from the Caulfield Park Sports Club, and they'll look after you.
How good is that? You've really got all areas covered with sponsorship.
Yes, we do. 2
excellent bowls there from Shelley. Unfortunately, Kamari's was just a little bit peppered to get the result she was wanting in sitting the bowl or jack, but it's easily done as a lead. You do get that twinkle in your eye when you see something on the jack. And on a surface like this, you have to be precise if you're going to play that sort of shot.
Yeah, you got to hold your adrenaline and your nerves down just to play. Go through the process, play the right shot, think it through.
I think the hybrid team playing under O'Connor has to remember they were the ones that picked this length. Just go back to that beautiful draw game that they've been playing and pressuring them with the Caulfield Park girls with, because they really want to capitalise. They've had 2 ends in a row. To get the third would just create that little bit less of a lead and keep the game interesting throughout.
Yeah, absolutely. Once you get the mat, you want to capitalise straight away. You don't want to actually drop a number and hold the mat. So you want to keep holding the mat and moving forward to the next end to get the next shot. So Karen, who's very consistent with the arms, you said with the arm, it's just hard to believe. Just only fuse it. She might be called to the cover, or no, she was just
that might be what we call commentators curse there, Phil.
Oops. Sorry, Karen.
Right as we promoted it.
Will you look at this fact? I'm sorry, I apologise for that.
No,
It's my fault. It had nothing to do with you and how quickly you threw that down. That's what Martine can do. I think she's right.
Very.
She looks on the money here.
Yeah. Regardless of the shot or not, it creates that nice, like it's a head that Nicole can now play confidence into.
Yes.
She's not 3 down on the mat.
No.
1 down with 1 to roll into the head. It gives her options. It's not that stressful sort of shot after after a big change in length as well.
Correct. It gets them into the game on this end. See if Karen can make the adjustment. She's covering the back bowl.
Yeah, and look, to be from where Rosemary was standing, I'm assuming that she was called on that back shot.
I think so.
As I said before, Rosemary is very, very good at respecting her opponent and knowing the ability of an upshot, so she's never going to not protect the head and have that insurance shot, for one of a better words.
Correct. Yeah, no, it's good skipping. It's clever skipping, and the skipper can call the right shots at the right time. It allows the players, it allows continuous good bowling from the team and continuous winning events. It's great to see such a large crowd here tonight.
Isn't it? And we were just touching on that before. You know, we love live stream, but it's the best worst thing about the sport because it enables us to sit on the comfort of our own couch and watch instead of coming down. But how fantastic to see everyone out here enjoying the atmosphere.
And before it poured down, we had the pickleball courts all full too, and that's something new that's come to the Caulfield Park Sports Club. Officially opened on Australia Day this year, and was probably in operation from about November.
And what a sport that is! That has to be one of the fastest increasing sports in participation and memberships that's going around. You're just hearing about it, but to see those beautiful blue courts yet again, it's very consistent with the way this venue has been built. Come down and have a go. I know I'm absolutely keen to get out there and have a go, but I think we should nearly do a bit of a battle of the shields, perhaps have a bowlers versus pickleballers versus tennis players and have a bit of a round robin of all sports.
It's funny you should mention that. We're just about to organise the pickleball tournament.
Yeah, right.
Where the pickleball members will be asked to put their names forward and they'll be matched with a lawn bowler. They play in pairs. So they'll play pairs on the pickleball court, then they'll come and play against other people as pairs in lawn bowls.
Fantastic.
And we're going to sort of run that as a monthly event, and we're going to include that with, a cheap beer on the night. I don't know if I can say it or not.
Oh, as long as everyone, drinks responsibly, I think it's fine.
That's fine,
I think hydration is fine as long as it's done responsibly.
Correct.
And everyone gets the right form of transport to and from the venue.
Absolutely. And by talking about transport, the beauty of Caulfield Park Sports Club, we're on a tram line, we're very close to a bus line, and we're very close to a train line. So if you don't want to drive, you'd like to have a few that you think you might,
you can get here safely and inexpensively.
And get home. Yes. And get home very comfortably.
Team having a bit of a chat here in regards to, I'm assuming, is Nick's going to play that confident shot, trying to get the jack in the pit, or is she just going to consolidate and try and get the shot? They're holding second. The danger obviously is, like with any upshot, you can take your own bowls down and sit in a far worse position.
Correct.
Just played that on a touch wide, and as I mentioned earlier, on this green, for its beautiful pace, it is narrower than what we've seen a lot of indoors run, but it is true. So any form of weight, you generally have to play it, but particularly narrow. You're basically playing it on a full swing sort of line to a normal green, to put it into perspective, to try and describe it as much as I can without actually being here for those who are sitting at home.
This is I was going to say, a fairly dangerous hand to play for Rosemary, but I don't think it caused any.
A bowl higher, she was potentially making a 2 out of it.
Yes. One more to Caulfield Park. Takes the Todes team to an 8-2 lead after 7 ends.
7 ends, yes.
So we're more than half. No, we're more than a third of the way through.
Third of the way through, 18 ends in the triples because it's 2 bowl triples, 6 bowls per team. We play 18 ends, which replicates exactly what is played at State Champions Week.
Yes.
So all of our other finals, whether it be fours or pairs, are 15 ends.
Right.
Because we remain consistent with what's played at the next level. So the winner of tonight, for those who haven't been involved with any region events before, will play off in April in Bendigo on behalf of the Sandbelt region.
Wow, fantastic.
So I love the format of the region events because obviously tonight we're seeing a mixed team, we're seeing a Corfield Park team. When you get up to Bendigo, you become Sandbelt. So yes, you can still wear your club shirts, you can opt to wear this region shirt, but you become one team and one family representing together. it's really nice to be there barracking for the people you often play against.
Yes.
It puts it all into a new perspective. It's wonderful.
It does. Just going to have a quick look at what's happening around the grounds here with the other two men's semi-final games. And I can see that the Andy Smith versus, is it Tom Piper? After 7 ends, it's Smith 6. That's the other Caulfield Park Sports Club. Thank you, team. Against Piper of 8. And I just need to see what's happening on the... Oh, here we go. And I don't know the people's first names, but it's surname Such against Hughes 8. Such 4, Hughes 8 after 8 ends. So 2 fairly close games happening there in the semis. In the men's semis. Okay, Shelley started the first bowl with a good close one now.
Yeah, great start again there from Shelley. She's really honed in, and she's most certainly, if she's missing in good areas. They're either within that reach to knock right into the jack or sitting just behind.
Yep.
Really, really good shot there from Kamari. That really nice weight to trail the jack, sit the bowl. Just got the wrong edge, but yet again, it's creating a second shot for Team O'Connor and putting it in a little bit, honing in. We've got a few rowdy supporters. We love young Andrea from the St Kilda Bowling Club. Wherever she is, you will know because you hear her. She can do operatic tones. We may hear that. So if you hear some operatic tones come through the stream, it is Andrea, who's kindly joined us live this evening. Probably a touch through from what Rosemary, I understand, was calling. Any touch of that jack, getting it off the line is the ideal for Corfield here and making it a lot harder for the O'Connor team.
Team's got a lovely line in here. She's done very well.
Good shot. Regardless, she got a little bit of luck, but you know what? The weight was going to be good perfect. Regardless, whether it's at the bowl, trail the jack.
Exactly.
It got a little bit of assistance, but that weight was ideal.
So are they calling in, everybody? Everybody calling into Caulfield Park Sports Club with comments, letting us know where they're watching from tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah, we want to hear from everybody. Karen covering the back.
Lots of people chiming in on all 3 pages. So the YouTube channels, the Caulfield Park Facebook page and the Sandbelt Facebook page. So a lot of great comments coming in. Keep it happening, guys.
Great.
Let us know where you're watching. Adam, Nicole's partner's chiming in saying he's watching from Nicole's couch. No excuse, you should be here live watching her.
Yes.
2 great bowls from Martine there.
Yeah, she played very well.
Really, really good. Confident shots, creating at least a 1. It could be 2 with Kamari's front one. Not knowing the full depth of the positioning of the shots. Hard to call from the angle we're sitting at. But creates a really, really good shot for Nicole. Rosemary's got the opportunity. Does she play that perfect draw or does she try and sit the bowl? She's got,
she's got a number of options.
Yeah, she's got Shelley's nice shot sitting behind. She's got 2 of Karen's right back if she plays that little bit more aggressive. As we always comment on, just because we see it one way doesn't make it accurate. It's a game of opinions. And I think all of us in our time, whether you've been playing for 12 months or 20 years, we've all seen some shots that you think you would never ever pick, but they come off and they get a result or they get the shot. So you can never say never.
No, exactly. You must play the shot that you feel comfortable playing, and if that it seems different to yourself, what you would have played, so be it. I think Rosemary's coming down to ask Karen to put her foot where the jack is. Yes, that's what she.
And it can get to this time of night exactly that, you know, we're heading toward 8 o'clock where our lighting starts to change outside.
Yes.
Most greens will slow down, so it's easy to start dropping that 3-4 foot short at this time of night. You see it happen a lot in Night Pennant after that first hour of being out there. And that's on all surfaces.
Yes, exactly. She's played a good line. Oh, just I like it. Good bowl. Say it's probably now definite 2.
Yes,
That they might
yeah.
have.
2, maybe 3 with
Maybe 3,
Kamari's in the
depending on
front
how
there.
yeah, it's hard to judge the
It's
front
great
bowl.
to see. So both Kamari and Nicole are wearing their Bowls for Your Life T-shirts that were made for the mental health round a couple of
Oh,
weeks
yes.
back.
Yep.
Fantastic cause to support. So
Yes.
if you haven't already, jump on their Facebook page too and give it a like and follow. A great network of people who get to share their thoughts, feelings, and they run some great events throughout the year as well. Perhaps Corfield could be their
Absolutely.
next host club.
Yes, we'll be happy.
That could
happy
be a
to look
good
at that.
collaboration.
Thank you for that. We'll look into that. Rosemary coming down to look at the head.
This is where Rosemary's in the position. Dropping a 1 is sort of okay. 2's okay even at this stage. She doesn't really want to be dropping a 3. It gives them a really, really good look into
Yes.
being back in reach, and you can start to think it's the next end we get back even instead of thinking, you know, calculating how many shots, how many ends.
That's correct. Rosemary's coming in very well here. Can she get past Kamara's? But she has.
Oh,
Interesting to see the measure. Well, one to come. Martine
Right.
calling too.
just that perfect draw, an opportunity to throw it out wide, let it do its thing. There's no need to be
Yes.
narrow here.
Yes.
Matching Martine's wing bowl is all you need here from Nicole.
That's correct. He's given the right line.
Oh, just through by the looks, but
Ooh.
a mighty, mighty effort if she is not counting. I think had that bowler fallen over, she would have certainly
I think so.
been in
Yes.
for a measure.
2 plus a measure. The front.
This is, and I know you're probably not going to want me to be saying this as a Caulfield man, but this is exactly what you want a final to be. You want a final to be hard
Yes.
fought out, going to those
Of
concluding
course.
ends. You don't want to blow out in a final. So seeing Kamara get back in control would be very interesting to see if they play that mat up approach again, or if they, you know, change it
Indeed.
up.
Indeed. It's just discussing with the skip.
So two in the
2.
way of O'Connor.
Yes, and the other semi-final, the Smith Piper game, has levelled up at 8 apiece after 8 ends. Funny enough, there's all the 8s. And Hughes is 8-4 up on the Such team, again after 8 ends.
Yeah, wow.
8 seems a common number.
Some very strong teams out there tonight in both
Yes.
semis, and I think the one thing I love most about region events is it enables anyone, whether you're a grassroots bowler, a state level bowler, an international champion like Kelly, who was on the mic with me before.
Yes.
It gives all of us the same go in the same event.
Yeah.
You don't have to be qualifying through to an event or selected for an event. I think these opportunities are something that a lot of people don't understand, and they should never take for granted. You got to get out there. You've got to enter yourself because you've got to be in it to win it.
Absolutely, and we encourage, certainly here at our club, all our bowlers, whether they be novice or experienced bowlers, to go into as many tournaments as possible. A lot of them have entered Sandbelt over the last 2 to 3 years, and the results, first of all, their game improves. They learn a lot from playing at this level against these sort of players. And And I guess testimony tonight, we've gone into a triples finals situation where 2 of the 3 Corfield Park Sports Club, but they were encouraged to do this from years ago. So, as you said, Courtney, just just get out there and to do it.
Change of length's thrown Shelley off. That's probably the loosest bowl we've seen from her in regards of being short there this evening. Two in the game bowls there from Kamari. One just a bit tad shy, one just a tad through, but nothing, every end we've seen, whether it be jack movement, bowl movement, sorry, both are right in the game.
Yeah. Is the correction from Shelley.
See, that's that daily practice working right there, isn't it?
All day. Every day.
So 4 shots in it as we are playing our 9th end. Let us know who you're barracking for, where you're watching, tune in, or if you're just enjoying a game because it is available to watch on a Wednesday night, let us know where you're watching from, who you're barracking, or predictions from here. This co-host chair is certainly rotating tonight. I'll welcome in the second best commentator in our household, Callum Bennington. How are you, Callum?
Going pretty well so far. It's been a great night.
Hasn't it? And the game's just gotten very exciting. As we said, exactly what you want a final to play out to be. Within reach, you never want to see a blowout in a final. Watching Nix play those, telling shots, we know she can do that. She's got the ability to play all sorts of shots, whether it's draw, drive or trail, and her front end have just sort of honed into the game. They're finding their rhythm a little bit.
Yeah, it's all a matter of perspective, though. If you're playing it, you want it to be a blowout.
Well, that's true.
But for us watching along and for
you
everyone
want it to
watching
be
at home,
down to the wire for anyone's nerves. And if you have been in a position of any final, whether it's a club final, a pennant final, a region final or a state final, you want to be comfortable playing the last sort of 3 ends of the game.
yeah, it's the difference between playing and watching. It's like when you go to the football. You never want a close game at the football, but if you're playing, you want it to be a blowout. But we're seeing some good bowls here. Sorry, screaming into the microphone there.
No, that was all right. Very good weight there from Nix. Just missed her line.
It seems as though they're all just searching for this change in length. Bit of a medium to medium on the line. It's very nice conditions out there before. I was going around taking some videos, and even though it's been a bit cool and rainy outside, it's quite pleasant out there.
We were commenting before, Phil and I were talking about the difference in surfaces. Obviously, blue surface here at Caulfield Park, and how bright it is given we're in that real twilight stage of the night. Like, it's still really bright. We've both played on it. I don't think you ever get to that stage where it's dull and gloomy and you're looking for the jack or looking for the bowl. You can still see the depth.
Great bowl there.
From Rosemary, great skipper shot. We've seen a great display of bowls thus far, and Rosemary certainly has not been shy on showing us what she's done and why she's reached several region finals and won some region titles in her 21 years of playing. So Rosemary's new to wearing a Caulfield shirt, but been here the last 12 months, had 20 consecutive years at Armidale and actually won the singles on her departing. Talk about finishing on a high. That nice confident weight there from Nix, but it's very, very tricky to get that perfect precision sort of trail weight. Sometimes you are better off to have a firmer go on this surface, but as we said, our opinion isn't always accurate. You just have to go what you're feeling confident in playing as well.
Good areas here from Rosemary.
Very, very good shot.
It's a good pick up there on the change of length, considering they didn't set that length.
So one thing they've done twice, and I think the O'Connor team have to be wary of, given the girls have that local knowledge, that if you are to change the length, you've really got to be sort of jumping on it first, which by all stretch of the measure, Kamari absolutely did, but Shelley sort of got one closer out of the lead bowls. So Team Todes, on behalf of Corfield Park, is 11, leading the hybrid team, skipped and led by Nicole O'Connor, 4.
Hybrid team?
Yeah.
Going with hybrid.
Hybrid?
Nice.
Adding a new name to bowls.
Always love the different words you come up with, Courts.
Yeah, well, I could create a whole dictionary of wrong.
I reckon I could write a book about it, but I said in our wedding vows that I wouldn't do that, so everyone just gets to experience it on live stream.
Yeah, there's no coming back from that, is there?
No. Yeah, you mentioned before about the lighting here. It's probably one of the best venues I've been at in terms of the lights. And from what I'm told, they can actually vary the lighting, similar to what you see at the MCG and the Gabba and so forth, where they can actually turn it up or dull it down a little bit. But yeah, you definitely don't get that twilight feeling when you're in here. But you get that nice little sense of breeze coming through, but it doesn't seem to affect the bowls, which is fantastic.
Perfect start there from Shelley, just a touch short, but she's really nailing her line. Shelley's story as to how she got involved in bowls is really fascinating. So she actually started during COVID in a public green in Carnegie. So that was what got her into the game and, you know, has won the novice title in her first season of playing and then made it through to the, she was the runner-up of the Victorian Indoor Championship last year and then got to go on to represent Victoria in Tweed Heads at the indoors. So how awesome is that for someone who started during COVID to do what she's done? As I mentioned to Phil before, I'm very, very excited to see where her bowling career takes her.
She's been very consistent tonight. It's been fantastic to watch.
Well, Phil was saying he's here, obviously, as the general manager most days, and she's here practicing, and you can see that from her adjustments. You know, even very few bowls have been loose as a lead, but if she has been, you know, a metre short or a metre through, she's making that perfect adjustment with her bowls. Just a touch over-corrected there from Kamari. That perfect line again. She's really found her line as well. So we're just flashing through the men's semi-final update. So we have Smith play Piper. Smith 11 playing Piper, 9 after 10 ends. And in the other semi-final, we have Such playing Hughes, which is Such 8 and Hughes 13 after on their 11th. They've played 10 ends.
setting up for what could be a very good final next week with the winners of those playing next Wednesday night. It's been fun organising these events this year. We've definitely seen some increase in numbers of participants coming through. Fun fact just for the triples, when you combine the men's and women's, we've had an extra 58% entries to
How
last
good is
year.
that? So good for the region. And as we were talking about before, you've got to be in it to win it. And that's the best part of any region event. You can be having a grassroots player that's only their first 12 months in playing, you know, a Kelly or a Lisa, 2 international bowlers. And that's the beauty of playing region level.
Yeah, we love everyone just getting up and about it, enjoying their games. I feel the more you play, the better you get. You can hone in on your skills and get that match practice. Definitely helps out for pennant or any other events that you're playing, whether it's club championships.
Unfortunately, we've seen quite a bit of consistency when changing heads. That Nick's been down, and it, you know, she's probably had 2 or 3 heads where she's held the shot on crossover, but she has been under. She's been very jovial and keeping her team laughing and upbeat, but she has been under a fair whack of pressure for the first 10 ends. Unfortunately, for the O'Connor team.
Nicole just looking for a dead draw here. Just finished Jack High.
The angles are really nice the way it's sort of coming down here.
Just needs to run a little bit.
Really good line, just a little bit gun shy on the weight, which we know how well Nicole can adjust her bowls. So hopefully we see that for her with her next. Martine just calling Nick still on that nice draw shot. Rosemary's just played a little bit more of a position shot, trying to break their back bowls up.
Comes down to a weight correction here. She does have her own to work with.
Helps in regards to not being down multiple, just the one. Team Todes taking it to a 12-4 lead after 10 ends.
Yeah, just broken away a bit here, similar to last week in the mixed pairs where Kelly and Blair just edged ahead and just forged that pathway forward.
But in saying that, still 8 ends to go.
100%.
1 every end and you win the game from here on out.
I'm liking the maths.
Or draw the game, should I say, from here on out.
Gets us an extra end. Go to a 19th.
A huge shout out to everyone who's made the effort to come out here tonight. Obviously, having a Corfield Park team play under their own roof has attracted a large crowd. But when you've got a hybrid team of Middle Park, St Kilda and Clayton, all 3 of those clubs always attract a big crowd. So great effort from everyone coming out, albeit the fact that it is a bit dreary outside. Everyone's made the effort. They've come down. We're hearing the supporters get involved nice and loudly, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah, it's definitely a fair contingent in the men's triples as well out there for a few Chadstone people, locals down the road to pop down, but definitely plenty of Clayton, plenty of Caulfield Park, Middle Park and St Kilda.
Lovely starter again there from Shelley.
It's very nice to watch. I'm quite enjoying this.
It's easy to play when you're not playing, isn't it?
Oh, you never call a bad shot. Very kind of Caulfield Park earlier to put on a barbecue for everyone coming in.
Oh,
I know the sausages got snapped up pretty quick.
Well, as they would. They've put on that 2 weeks in a row, and all sorts of facilities available, whether it be cold drinks, they've had other food for sale, sausage rolls, party pies, dim sims, put on a beautiful barbecue, so you can see why people have come down 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, I can vouch for the dim sims. They were very nice. Nothing like a cheeky dim sim. Bit of a pop quiz for everyone outside, or a little vox pop. What does everyone think of the Wednesday night finals that we've got going on with the Sandbelt events at the moment? We were umming and ahhing. We did have some early ones which were on a Friday night, which saw a good crowd, but comment on if you're liking the Wednesday night finals. Gets everyone to get home and watch it, or come out to the venue. We've seen big crowds at Chadstone for some of the other finals and our other venues, so chuck a comment in there if you're liking the Wednesday night finals. Or a Friday night might be better.
Yeah, all suggestions are good suggestions, aren't they?
We love improving the events, and the only way to improve is getting the feedback, so we've got no issue with that, because we want to extend next year with our entries and just make it a better experience for everyone. And the only way we can do that is to get the feedback, so I'm more than happy for that to come through.
Good areas there from Karen. Team Corfield definitely holding 2 and a look. Needing one of those big bowls from Martine, which she is renowned for doing, playing a pressure bowl.
Just looks a little bit on the narrow side.
Played that nice, confident, trail the jack, draw the bowl. I think they were, I don't know what was called, but it is easy to play that yard over on this surface. As we said before, it always runs absolutely beautiful, minimum 16 seconds, but normally you're seeing it 17 to 18 seconds. So it's very, very easy to overcook what you would consider just a confident draw.
Karen just pushing it out a little bit wide. Wait, fairly consistent to her last. Still gives Martine the opportunity to come through here on her backhand. She has kicked it out wider. See what the grass gods do for this one. Better on the line, but just put a little bit of extra weight on there.
Martine bowls with a Drake's Pride conquest, and they do, as a rule, having played against and with her several times, run quite tight compared to some of the other girls' bowls. So it would be easy. It would be more challenging for her, whereas Kamari and Shelley have sort of each other's lines to be following, both using the Henselite XGs. One thing that we've commented on several occasions with Rosemary is she's very, very considerate of what the opposing skip is going to do, and you will never ever see her not put in, if she hasn't already asked her leaders to do so, she's been putting in that insurance bowl, covering the back. She's seen Nick's play some really nice up shots, so she's taking no risk. She's ensuring that she's not going to drop a number. And I think it's also very respectful for your opposing skip to know that they've got that ability to play that shot and that conversion as well. So I think it's very respectful for Rosemary to be playing that. She could be trying to be greedy here and get a big number, but she's showing that respect straight up. And then she'll get a gauge, I guess, for what she does here.
Got that back one now, so I'd say she'll be just trying to draw in the head again.
This could be a do or die end of the game. If we see Team Caulfield pick up a 4 or a 5 here, very near sitting that bowl.
I'm on the line for this one. Just comes down to the weight.
Really, really good line there. For a couple of feet, and I know she'll be kicking herself later, but understandable when you're coupled down in the head at this point in the game, you're just wanting to drop no more than a 1. So very, very understandable shot for being short too, although she'll be kicking herself later for not throwing it that extra sort of 3 foot.
Easy to do. So while they measure that one, we'll give a bit of a men's semi-final update at the moment. So the first rink, Smith versus Piper. We've got Smith on 11 and Piper on 10 after 11 ends. And then Such, which has got the Simmons father-son duo in there as well, is on 8 against Benny Hughes from Melbourne on 16 after 12 ends. So Mr. Hughes and co with Zeno and Zitters just stretching ahead a bit there. Just put the foot down a little bit with 6 ends to go. I got through all of that before they've finished measuring.
This could be the first umpire call of the night. You just don't know.
For the women's game.
Well, that's exactly right. 2.
Our lovely volunteer from Moorabbin, Tess Forser, who's umpiring today. She got called out on the first end of one of the men's triples games.
Oh,
so
there you go.
At least she got a call straight up. I know
told her, unlikely to get called out. Perhaps I...
you jinxed it straight up.
2 to Team Todes, so puts them 14-4 ahead. Team O'Connor has to pull something out of the bag here. They've played 11 ends. We've got, onto the 12th end, so we're getting to that final third of the match. It is an 18-end game for those who are quizzing that at home. We play a line with all of the rules and regulations of the State Champions Week. So we keep it consistent for all of our players. So few ends to go. Would love to see the girls fight back here just to make it a good final for all of us watching. Understand for the Corfield girls who are playing, they're probably feeling very confident and comfortable in the position they're in. But no final should be a blowout. I'd love to see them get a couple of ends in a row and get back within that sort of half a dozen shots. Beautiful opening shot again there from Shelley. She really has been on song all night.
Yeah, I'm hoping our lead on Saturday can do that too.
No guarantee. A good lead, and it's the same in triples. It is a leader's game, and the seconds and thirds in triples decide how much you win by. But and it's a true testament to the way Shelley's been bowling.
Rosemary just doing a little side step for us there to give us a nice view.
It is so hard when you're out there. It's only natural to forget that the camera's there, and They have full right to be in the space of wanting to know and being the first set of eyes to see those bowls and what's happening. I can understand the frustration for anyone at home if we have had players in the way, but we've all been there. We've all been in a final. You're not worrying about the camera. You're worrying about that bowl that's coming down, and you're worrying about calling that right shot. So take a moment to put yourself in their shoes. They are playing for a region title here, so it's not just a muck around turkey triples on a Wednesday.
I mean, there's no turkey prize tonight.
No, there's not.
Cold hard cash tonight.
Exactly.
And an entry into the State Champions Week. Pretty good prize, I'd say.
Absolutely. So Sandbelt, opposed to doing medals, do it a little bit differently. They offer a cash prize to both the winners and the runners-up. Naturally, the winners get more cash, but that goes toward their trip to Bendigo. Which is, I think, a great initiative because you want to go up there, you want to share the week with your other Sandbelt teammates, as I touched on with Phil before. Although whether you're representing, Nick's representing Clayton with the hybrid team or Rosemary representing Caulfield, you become a team for Sandbelt, which is so nice. You start barracking for the girls and the guys that you play against instead of playing with. So it's a wonderful week, State Champions Week.
Just drifting under. Last few bowls, she's just struggled with that line a little bit. And the weight probably hasn't helped either, but another one to correct.
And it can be that change in the green. We see all greens sort of change as the night gets older. Whether it's slower, quicker, you see that change.
Nice bowl there from Karen, just a couple of feet short, but definitely in
Yeah.
that right area. Now, for those that aren't aware, I am colourblind, so I'm assuming they're holding 3 at the
They
maybe
are.
4.
That's a very good guess. At least 3, could be 4, depending on how the depth of Kamari's behind in comparison to the short bowl. I'm backing they're holding 4.
What would you be playing here, Courts?
If I'm Martine, I personally wouldn't be shy to the head. I know it's one you probably need second shot, but yeah, I'd be playing that backhand, confident overdraw, hoping to move the jack out into the open, to be honest, or land the bowls. Unfortunately, on the other hand, and not saying that's not what they won't play, you've got Karen's short bowl to run into, so you could have a perfect shot that gets ruined quickly. What about yourself?
I'd be going backhand just to draw up into it. Gives your skip an opportunity. But that was my opinion, not what everyone else's opinion is.
And she did play what we called there on that ditch weight, spraying the jack out, opening it up to get that change of result. I'm going to hand over to Kelly for a minute. Kelly is back. She's tested the green herself to give us a real accurate green update. So welcoming back in Kelly McKirahan.
Welcome back, Kel.
Thanks very much, Callum.
How was the green out there?
Beautiful. Look, it's a really nice pace. Quite similar to what it was last week. It's quite cool out there. So, from all reports from who I've been talking to and whatnot, it tends to run faster when it's colder, which isn't always the case. Sometimes the green does the opposite.
Yeah, greens are funny like that. So when you think it's going to do one thing and then it does the other, and you're like, well, sure.
Yeah. So it's all about getting into a good rhythm. Like I was saying earlier, get into that good rhythm. It's bowls in the air. If you have good weight, the bowls react nicely on the surface. So.
What are you doing here in Nicole's shoes right now?
Oh, look,
It's a tough position to be in.
it's a tough one, right? Like it's a scenario where they really need to score. Like I was saying earlier, like this in-between weight is just so hard to play on this surface that if you're gonna play that kind of weight, you'd almost be better off just attacking it.
Well, you're taking the swing of the bowl out more by going with that,
You
you can really
Right.
move bowls as opposed to just looking to just move them.
Right. At this stage in the game, one is okay, but they're probably starting to have to think about stringing together a few multiples. I think that whatever she decided to play on her first, she's committed to on her second. So the fact that she kind of attacked that on her first probably forces her to maybe do something similar on her second. Correct one thing, keep the speed, correct her line. Really depends on what she's feeling comfortable with at the time. She's not backing herself on the draw, she just might feel more comfortable playing the weighted shot.
Yeah, sometimes it's good to get just one of those more aggressive shots out just to sort of break the tension.
Yeah, let off a little steam, a little bit of frustration.
None of us gets frustrated playing bowls, do we?
No, never.
Never at all. Everything goes perfectly.
And the Caulfield team, they're in a situation right now where it's scoreboard management. It's, covering, counting, making sure there's no danger zones in terms of dropping big numbers.
Good decisions.
Yeah. Not building targets.
It's probably the bit with the 2-bowl triples. To build a target is challenging when you're trying to attack yourself, but it also gives you the flexibility sometimes that you don't have to worry about building too much of a shelf. But that's a very nice bowl there from Nicole. Just over, but cut it down.
Wasn't really that far away.
3 shots, 3 fingers going up. Extending that lead to 13.
Yeah, like that end was a scenario that, it's about building heads, right? So especially with 2-bowl triples, head building is so important that if you decide to play aggressive early and miss, you can get yourself in quite a vulnerable position. And I think that is what happened that end. Quite a large lead here for the Caulfield team. Just taking over the ends. That's their goal, and played 1 up, 1 down.
Yep.
Tick them over. 1 end closer to the 18th and game over. But look, it's probably a scenario where Nicole's team's really having to string together a couple of multiples. It's not mathematically impossible, but it's just building those heads.
It's like that required run rate when you're watching the cricket. Just creeps up, the BPL. BPL is bowls.
You're probably asking the wrong person. I don't follow much cricket, so.
We can teach you.
Any other sport, but.
Curling?
Yeah, love the curling. Yeah, absolutely. The Olympics are on, which is.
And we all get fixated on the curling as bowlers when it comes to Winter Olympics. It's great. I gave it a go one time. It doesn't look as easy. It's not as easy to do as they make it look on the TV.
No, it's not. I love curling. I actually played it quite a bit when I was back in Canada. And yes, they make it look a lot easier than it actually is.
We tried the slide bit as you're starting to and no, even with the little
Did you stay on your feet?
No.
No, okay.
No. We had the little brace thing to then slide down like the bit of PVC piping.
The crutch type thing, yep.
And still didn't work. Might have been my core that was the issue, but anyway, the non-existent core.
No,
but it is great fun to try a new sport that's fairly similar to lawn bowls.
Yeah, it is. It's I think bowls is kind of curling on grass in a lot of ways, except that in bowls the target moves, where in curling it's stationary. So strategically, we as bowlers want to control behind the jack, whereas curlers you want to control the front of the house. So that's probably the main difference. But
good bowl there from Kamari.
Great shot, opens things up, gets the shot out of it, increases that scoring zone. Great shot.
It's almost playing that sort of UBC style where you're trying to just chase the jack here at the moment.
Yeah, that would be 3 points, right?
They'd love 3 points right now, 3 shots.
Karen's just looking to get a really, really good second. You know, drawing the shot's a bonus. Close down that scoring area to minimize the chances of dropping a big number. How many times have I seen that side of the green, if you have a little bit too much weight, it just holds. And I'm commentating a few games, playing on the green myself. You know, it's a little bit to be said actually to rewatch some of the live streams.
Well, it gives you a great opportunity to go through and study the green before you go and play, because I'm not trying to give too much away, but the live stream is normally on this rink. I think I might have seen it. Potentially it can go onto another rink, but you go through and have a look and just see what it's like watching your opposition go play when you've got a lot of live streaming content to go through and do. So
yeah,
research can sometimes just give you those extra 1%ers that come in.
Yeah, and I think it gives you the confidence too. You're going in there with a pretty solid game plan. Look, game plans are flexible and you know, you need to be fluid with them if they don't work. But having kind of a plan of attack in terms of, you know, how you're going to play, what side you're going to play, what length you're going to play, where does the green react best to get back to the middle of the green, especially early in the end. Really, really important. So there definitely is a way to play this particular rink.
It's about that way, I'd say. Karen coming through.
But she had good weight, right?
100%.
So yeah, you get rewarded for good speed on this.
Like we've got Jack on the camera angles there to
Good
switch them up when we understand the players to get involved in the game because it's their game. Even the best of them get in the way. And unfortunately, we don't have the boom cameras or anything like that to move around, but Jack's doing a great job to
it's pretty
get
amazing
us the angles we get.
It's pretty amazing technology that we have here at
I just love it that I don't have to bring my live stream gear and pack it up and set it up and pack it up. And
one less job for you.
100%, it's great.
More room in the car for other stuff.
No, we don't want that. Just less things to bounce around in the car.
Big bull here for Nix. You know, probably looking to play that forehand. You know, they probably need a number here, right? So it's about, you know, if you can sit the bull, if you can trail the jack back to, you know, your two receivers. Really put the pressure on Rosemary. You just never know. Big bull here.
He's just playing that.
Just looking to draw. Yeah.
Looks like a nice bowl.
It will get back if it has good speed.
And yep, she's back in.
Got the one. Caulfield team's probably not unhappy. You know, one like I said, one down, another end done. I'd be really looking to, you know, where can Nicole and team pick up a number and then cover that. The ones aren't hurting you at the minute. You have to be careful here. She doesn't really want to play too much speed and pick her ball out or slice the jack.
That's exactly what she did. It's one of those ones you can sort of see that shot to make a number, but at this time in the game it's probably best just to cover where the danger is. Nicole does have a nice little port there to get down with good weight.
And she just played that side, right? So she'll just be looking to make a slight, you know, add 2 more feet on her last and just narrow up that line of fraction.
Yep, that's where they're looking. Nothing crazy. 2 works well with what they've got now, I'd say, by the angles. 3 is even better. gets it back to 10 shots with 5 ends to go.
Right, which is 2 an end.
Correct.
Right? So,
Not
whenever,
unachievable.
right, when you're down in a game like that and it feels kind of insurmountable, it's really important to just kind of break things down into segments and make it more achievable.
What do they say?
'Cause-
My
'cause-
work,
'cause
not
town-
boil the ocean.
Right, because 10 down with 5 to play sounds a lot worse than you just need 5
If she
twos.
holds here. Just needs
She
to be
wants ball
delicate.
first.
Could still have 2.
2 to 2. We're gonna find out. Yeah, look, I understand. You want to give your ball a chance there. It's
Martin comes prepared with shocks. I'm
yeah, it's on a pretty
impressed.
severe lean too, and usually on a surface like that runs as fast as it is. When any ball in a lean doesn't usually stay up like that. So, coming prepared, having those wedges.
And it's her own bowl, so she doesn't want that to turn over.
No, absolutely not.
Bit of an update. Well, they measure it's 2 by the looks of it.
Okay, so 2 to 2. So
Yep.
yeah, no damage done really. Would have been nice to add that extra, but look, it's about the next end, right? You only consolidate, back it up with another end win, try to get a little bit of momentum, put the seed of doubt in the opposition's head a little bit, and get it back to a reasonable margin with a couple ends left. You just never know.
Very, very true. And while they set this end up, we'll just do a bit of an update on the men's. So we've got Smith and Piper. So Smith is on 12 and Piper is on 14 after 14 ends. And then we got Such with the Simmons father-son on 10 and Ben Hughes on 16 after 13 ends. So Suchi and Todd and Jet coming back a little bit there after.
Yeah, I watched a little bit of that out there when I was having a roll myself, and again, it's. I said at the beginning of the broadcast, it's the games are going to be won and lost by who picks up and drops who picks up the most big ends, and there were a few big ends picked up and dropped out there in that game. It's a relatively high score, big score line.
When there's only 6 shots on each end, yes.
Yeah, there are a few. There's a 4, there's a 5, I think.
Playing cricket over there.
Keeping it entertaining, keeping everyone on their toes. Kamari just sailing through a bit too much.
Shelley back on it.
Right, but unfortunately, there's not the pressure being applied with that first ball, right? And just like when you play pennant or even singles, that first ball, if you can put that pressure on straight away, it just sets the tone for the end, rather than just chase, and they're gonna probably feel like, you want to be passed, because you want to give yourself the opportunity potentially to score a number, but building heads and having balls in good areas is also really important, and putting that pressure on your opposition.
Yeah, there's no place to hide in 2-bowl triples.
No, definitely not. Quite a good crowd out there tonight.
Very jovial crowd and big crowd.
Yeah.
Everyone's braved the weather. Melbourne's weather turned on us as we're all heading here tonight.
That's per usual.
No lightning tonight, so that's good. Unlike the singles finals when we
before
had
Christmas.
had them before Christmas. And the bit I like about the 2-bowl triples is it's a quick game.
18 ends goes by pretty quickly. That's for sure.
A lot quicker when you're playing it.
Yeah.
But it's like
Agreed.
any sport. You start and then you finish. Very, very quickly. Talking about, don't know if Nicole was trying to indicate maybe a bit more weight there to sort of change things up, change a tactic. Could have misinterpreted that indication.
I think, they've done the right thing in terms of, having a bit of a chat, making sure that, the shot call is really clear, regardless of what shot they choose to play. just gonna duck under. Might get a good result here.
Got the
Okay.
perfect result.
And the crowd goes wild. That was a bit fortunate. She was narrow and got a good result off that.
It's the word I normally use. Very fortunate.
Off of that wing one, but
Or unless it's Courtney, and then I say, hang your head in shame, and she does the same to me. So, as she's in the background cursing me now.
there's still plenty of room to draw though, so
This one just has to hang a bit higher. It's ducking slightly.
I didn't play a heck of a lot on that side if I didn't have to. It's just I found it just a bit hang cut. You had to be so precise with your line and speed. The other hand, I found just a little bit more
Friendly.
yeah, in terms of finding that middle of that rink.
And if you find that rhythm, then you want to stick with it.
Absolutely.
Even when like you played walk pairs here last week, but even when you're playing that third position, you can still just keep doing the same thing unless there's something really you have to change.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, and fortunate enough in walk pairs that you have a few more chances to get into a good rhythm than you do in two ball triples.
Blink and you miss it.
Yeah. Just looking to get one close.
Can hear the soccer balls from in here. For those who aren't aware, we've got futsal next door, and earlier they were trying to practice against the backboard or the fence, and it makes a hell of a bang.
Yeah, no, it sure does. And they've got all sorts of happenings here at the club with
That's fantastic.
tennis. There's pickleball, and yeah, it's a happening place here. So
Definitely activated the area very well down here.
yeah, and I think it's great too. It gives this great sport of ours a bit of exposure as well, because there's some people who have never maybe even seen or heard of this game and are here for another reason, and they say, hey, what's going on?
What's going
And
on there?
yeah, and you never know. I wouldn't be surprised if they picked up a few members that way, just by general exposure being in quite a large park and lots of other sports and happenings around.
Seen it plenty of times, people just poking their heads in a bowls club and going, what's going on there?
Yeah, pulling her speed here. Needs to hang around.
Yeah, she's played that well, Nicole. Nice weight, just cut a bit, but should still be.
Hey, look, there's opportunities here. Really important for Rosemary to get a handy one in there. Split up that grouping. Only a ball in the head there is quite vulnerable, so definitely need another one in there. Cover the danger. The jack goes to the opposite side. It's could be a number, so. Playing the hand that allows you multiple options with that result. Be a little bit heavy. You cover the danger, and if you're good weight, then you draw another one in the areas. Probably
Just
didn't
to
want
wait.
short. Yeah. Yeah, big chances here. Trail the jack 2 feet. Sit, land the ball.
Definitely put a bit of pressure on Rosemary if she was to do that.
Yeah. It wasn't far away speed-wise on our last, so. Better line here. Is she here?
Just needs to hurry. Rosemary's just got to add that 4 foot, 5 foot.
Oh, yeah, it looks like Karen's only saying it's a couple of feet. It's all about good weight. You don't want to be heavy and back slice that jack. So just draw one in with good weight on good line.
Oh, someone moving in the background.
Reset.
Yeah. She did the right thing there. Like a lot of the times we've seen, well, I've done it myself, is you still bowl and then it's not a good bowl.
Yeah.
It's good tactic to just step back and reset yourself.
I think her speed's pretty good here.
Girls are liking it.
Yeah, based on the reactions,
I
fingers
can
up
see
the
why.
air. Yeah. Good speed for that. No danger with good weight. Measuring for 2.
Well, they are measuring. A little bit of an announcement in terms of, for those who have won their club championship in Sandbelt region, the entries are open, and if you have won it, it's time to get your entry in for the Sandbelt Champion of Champions. So jump on the Sandbelt Facebook page and also on the website where you can get your entry in through BowlsLink. So congratulations if you have won your club championship. Now it's time to get your entry in.
Yeah, I think traditionally it used to be that the club entered that. So
It-
yeah, it's
It
as
used
individual
to be,
now.
individual entries
yeah,
with
absolutely.
BowlsLink now.
Yep.
If you do need help, just email our Sandbelt Championship email, sandbeltchampionships@gmail.com. We'll be able to help you out with that. Back to that 12 shots now with 4 ends to go. So 3 shots an end to get us to a draw.
Must win end here for the O'Connor trio.
Time for me to jump off and you get the dulcet tones of Courtney Gabb. So thanks, Cal.
All right,
I'll
thanks,
see you
Callum.
next time.
Sounds good. Welcome back, Courts.
Oh, thanks, Cal. Similar setup to home. Callum gets to say about 30% of what gets spoken of, and I'm about 70.
I was going to say, is it that close of a ratio?
Yeah.
I would have thought it was a lot more extreme than that.
No, it's been good tonight having a bit of a rotating team. Gives everyone a chop out and keeps everyone energetic on a school night for those of us who have worked today and those of us who have mooched on the couch. But yeah, no. What a good game, and look, a little fight back there as we've seen from Team O'Connor, get that multiple and opportunities there to change the game again, and Rosemary's just shown that level of consistency above, and I think, Shelley's it's what would classify as commentators' curses, I'm saying this, but yet again, probably one of her loosest ends, has been very consistent throughout.
Yeah, no, definitely. Like I was saying to Cullum, it's that first bowl effectiveness and pressure is so important, and pretty fair to say from what I've seen that the game is what it is. From the pressure up front, just setting up those heads. It's really hard to chase on the screen, and hard to chase in a game of triples.
Well, as we were saying, in a game of pennants, your lead and seconds that win games, and your thirds and skips who decide by how many. I think in your two bowl triples, it's your lead who decides who wins the game, and the back end by how many. And unfortunately for Team O'Connor tonight, several times I would say we've watched 14 ends being played. I would say 10 ends. Nix has walked down to the head down, unfortunately.
Yeah, no, it's it can make you feel very vulnerable out there with the 2 bowl triples. Just not as many bowls in the area. Bowls to play to, bowls to play through. Head building's just that little bit different. So
Rosemary just having a bit of a chat to a few of the spectators.
I don't know if something's being said or there's a bit of movement or.
I think it's more the movement thing. I think, a few family members have come down to enjoy, whether it's parents, aunts, uncles, neighbours, come down to enjoy and potentially don't understand the full etiquette of bowls and the movement side of it.
Yeah, looking, and with the 2 men's semi-finals happening as well, it's a pretty good crowd out there.
Huge crowd.
Today,
Wednesday night to
Wednesday
see
night, fantastic.
this amount of people. And as we threw out before, and please keep the comments coming in, feedback if your region doesn't play. What do you think of it playing a Wednesday night final? We've trialled it this year, trying to remove it from interfering with any night bowls. Obviously, having all different divisions in our region, it's very hard to pick a Friday night because there's a lot of Premier Reserve, and Div 1 Friday night games throughout the pennant season time.
Yeah. Look, and I think, we're so fortunate, in terms of the number of entries that we've had and participation numbers, that to win a region title, it's quite a fair few games, and you quickly run out of Sundays to play down to a semifinal or a final. So using a weeknight, obviously we have our day pennant and some participate in night pennant, and you quickly run out of days to be able to complete events like this. So having a Wednesday night, a facility like this, the hospitality like this,
huge for the region, and
it's fantastic. Yeah,
and it's only growing. We've been fortunate enough to have so many volunteer clubs host this far in. Obviously, champs to go, but so lucky to have so many beautiful indoor and outdoor surfaces throughout the region.
Yeah, massive shout out to all the clubs that have put their hands up this season. It's a big job hosting, so thank you to all the volunteers and all the clubs and all the umpires for making it really easy for us players to just go out there and play bowls.
Yeah, to put it into perspective, for the girls playing the final here tonight, this is, for some of them, their 5th game just to win the title. That's more than what we would play to win a state title. You win through from here, you play 4 games and you win 4 games, you've won a gold medal for the state. So they're showing they're fit and ready for State Champions Week for the winner of this.
Yeah, and on the men's side, there's an extra round on top of it. So the men are playing their semifinals as we speak, and that final with the 2 semifinal winners, I believe, is next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday night. So could be. It's looking like Chadston, so it will be streamed yet again. But yeah, just to even it out. We do like putting the finals at an undercover venue to ensure the game will go ahead. It's one of those things coming to the concluding end of the season. The last thing we want to be doing is searching for, given in the coming weeks there's a lot of clubs that will be playing Saturdays and Sundays with finals, or Tuesdays and Thursdays with midweek. You start to run short on time. So by playing it under these beautiful domes that we've got available enables us to ensure the game gets played.
Yeah, and that's the nature of the beast when we have huge numbers of entries as well, that the number of rounds required to finish it. It just requires Wednesday nights, and if you don't play this on a Wednesday night, then it's going to be really hard to struggle. You're going to be struggling to find a time that suits both teams and a club to host. So a fantastic facility, and what's great about these indoor surfaces as well is they run such a nice speed and quite a comparable speed to what state championships usually run. So it's good, nice little kind of preparation piece as well for the team that's successful and gets through the state champs week.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a bit of a not a nothing bowl, but you could see the moment Nick's let go of that, she didn't like it, and you can call it tired bowls. And she's, as I mentioned before, she's played a lot of bowls under pressure tonight too. So that side of it, it's the mental fatigue from here as well.
Yeah.
You start to do the how many per the ends average on.
Right, you're starting to do the maths. You're running out of ends. You're down in the head. Having to be in a position where you're starting to kind of create numbers, and it's not quite looking. They're pretty mixed matched back there. There's not really a good spot for them to pick up a number at the minute. I would almost be in the position where maybe you'd have a drive at that, kill it, restart for another opportunity for a number.
Yeah, looking to try and get that nice confident 3 to put you in good stead for the remainder of the game.
Just overplayed that.
2 to Team
more.
Todes, which puts a 26 lead after 15 ends. We need to see a big end from the hybrid rink of O'Connor coming out now. It's never too late to be good in a match.
No, it's not, but it's not just one big end. It's going to be 3 in a row.
3 big ends and potentially a 4th if they get to even Stevens.
Yeah.
They really need sort of a couple of 5s to stay.
Yeah, a few big numbers in a row.
Minimum 2 here to keep the game going. With 14 shots the difference, they get a 2. There's 12 to get in 2 ends. You really want to be getting minimum
Probably
4.
want more than 2 here.
You don't want to be chasing max, no.
back-to-back 6s. So there's a couple ways you can approach this. You know, it's pretty much, you know, highly determined based on where this first bowl goes. But, you know, nothing for short. You know, it's either, you know, you're building that head and getting close to the jack. You know, if Shelley was a little bit closer there, then you might look to, you know, trying to group and create a grouping at the back to try and potentially super trail 2 or try to get the jack 2 later in the end. You do kind of call this, you know, chess on grass. It's about, you know, working things through and creating opportunities for later in the end.
Nix has remained amazingly positive throughout the course of this game. Still smiling, still giving them that sense of encouragement. And it's not always easy to do when you're under the pressure a lot of time.
No, absolutely not. You know, the frustration, the stress that, you know, you're playing for a region title and they all want to win it. But yeah, no, she has been super, super positive. Body language has been really good. You know, and they're really good friends off the green, so I think that helps a lot.
Absolutely, you know what brings the best and out in your teammates, and it's just about, you know, continuing to do that whether they've kicked into gear or not. Yeah, lovely adjustment
very good
there.
Reply, Mike Kamari. And that's about putting a few inside that and hope for the best. And the Caulfield team will just be looking, you know, happy, you know, 1, 2 down, really happy with that. And 1 is shake hands time, so it's how is Nicole's team going to kind of generate a multiple?
Great areas here from Karen, just that positive, but still in the game, not leaving sort of anything open.
Right, yeah, second and third shot, second, third, and fourth shot.
At this stage in the game, they don't need to be nailing it. They just need to avoid dropping a number. Lovely to see Karen's family all here watching. Obviously, her husband Steve's always here as a bowler and is a large part of the club, but wonderful to see. Her family travelled up to Ballarat too, and her young grandson and
super supportive.
Yeah,
it's great
awesome
to see.
So hopefully all the kids will be bowling soon.
That'd be
Can
awesome.
have a whole rink of Rubensteins.
How good would that be? Now, one of the great things about this sport is, you know, the ability that you can play with your family. You know, I've been lucky enough to be brought up in a bowls family and been able to play alongside my dad and my brother and my sister, and, you know, some of the earliest memories watching granddad and dad play. So
goes from generation to generation.
It's pretty special. Not many sports you can say you can play with 2 or 3 generations.
No. Beautiful bowl there from Martine, just securing that second shot, getting that 2 that they're absolutely at minimum needing here.
And Karen's not far away here.
It is the shot. That's a heartbreaking bowl if you're Team O'Connor.
Almost a game winner.
Absolutely. Yep. I think it's something you should never take for granted for those who are listening who have their grandparents around, especially if you have those opportunities to play with them, whether you play completely different divisions, whether you play in different parts of the state or interstate, go and enjoy those games because you certainly don't get them back.
Yeah, no, it's pretty special getting to play with family.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep. Having played both with my uncle and my late pop, it's something special. It was the odd tournament here and there, but there's certainly memories to treasure. So if you've got family who are bowling, don't waste any time. Play every event you can.
And if you don't have family that bowl, get them on the greens.
Get them on the green.
So this is a really tough one because, you know, it's a 1 bowl target, so it's not a very big target to attack. But they're looking for more. They need more than 1 shot here. So, you know, fatten that target to maybe create an angle to get Karen's out clean. The angle for the kill is not looking very good at the moment either. So just changing angles up to maybe leave something later in the end. Everything's kind of overlapped a little bit. I call it Christmas treeing. But when they're overlapped, it basically reduces and you don't have the angle onto the jack by having that overlap like that.
Yeah, widening the target would have been the ideal there, or pushing those front balls out to get, side of the jack.
Yeah, and, if I'm Rosemary here, I'm staying well and truly away. If there's any spot where they can give up a number which doesn't looks pretty mixed matched.
I think for Nick's or Team O'Connor, I think kill is the only option. How you get down to that jack, I think it's a 2-bolt play. Try and open it with your first.
So if the only shot is the kill, I'd be blocking the kill. What you don't want to be playing here is something that fattens that target up or exposes the jack or makes the shot easier for the next one.
Probably has done exactly what and look, could have been just trying to sit in there and or potentially block it, but it has exposed jack. It's still not an easy kill by any stretch of the imagination.
No, but now you don't have that overlap anymore, and now you can play whatever weight you want at that. Get action up through the front, dead end, kill the end, restart, and try again for a number. I'd imagine we'd see weight here. And we are. Make connection right up through Kamari.
Oh.
Okay, well, it's not all bad because
No.
it exposes the jack.
And on a surface that runs this quick, it is easy to get the kill. You don't have to be playing that flat out drive.
Yeah, the jack really moves, so
Broken jack in one of the men's rinks.
okay.
So speaking of jack movement, I would say that was a Todd Simmons related son
Oh,
of Todd.
Jet, okay.
Jet. Young Jet.
Like father, like son.
Yes.
Right, so what the Caulfield teams decide to do is just split up that spot where they can score a potential multiple. I think it's probably more likely to go the opposite direction. In the game scenario, they need to score a multiple. Don't think there's a potential here. So if there's not, I'll be going to kill again. And she is. And just under. And that's a game, set, match. So
Huge congratulations to the Caulfield Park team of Shelley Beeders, Karen Rubenstein and Rosemary Todes, who have played a wonderful match here tonight, defeating the hybrid team, as I've called it all night, of Kamari Mangos, Martine Kohler and Nicole O'Connor. Congratulations to all of the girls that will be representing Sandbelt. They're running out onto the green, as you can see. The excitement is real here. So large congratulations. A huge thank you to the Caulfield Park Dome, all of our volunteers, our umpire, Tess Forza, who's come in on behalf of Moorabbin to umpire here tonight. All of the staff have given up their time. Kelly, thank you for your assistance.
thanks for having me again. Always a pleasure.
Phil jumped on earlier, our general manager. Cullum jumped on. So Courtney and Cal signing out the night on behalf of Caulfield. It would be remiss of me to not thank our real-life Jack Attack here on the graphics. He has directed it brilliantly. Any feedback Jack wants to hear about, throwing him right under. Thank you for everyone for tuning in tonight, and we look forward to presenting the next final in the near future. Sandbelt signing.